Tonight on BCN Weekly News. In this week's special report, not sure what to do if you become injured while working at your labor position? Stay tuned as our reporter Shania Swan explains all the details. Coming next. Also, the SGA released the visitation referendum results for the spring 2022 semester. Coming up. And intoxicated or not, Public Safety has implemented a new policy for all students attending the homecoming dance this semester. Stay tuned to learn more. All of this and more coming up soon tonight on BCN Weekly News. Live from BCNR's studio in Berea, Kentucky, this is BCN Weekly News. Good evening and welcome back to another newscast of BCN Weekly News. My name is Esteban Reina. For this week's special report, Injured While Working on Campus, BCN's own Shania Swan sat down with Stephen Lawson, the Director of Human Resources at Berea College, to talk about workers' compensation. Shania?
Berea College students account for the majority of the labor that is done to maintain the college campus. Students receive labor earnings based on their contracted hours, but what happens if a student becomes injured on the job and isn't able to complete their responsibilities? Some Berea College students have reported incidents of being injured on the job, but aren't quite sure what steps they need to take, if any. If they are too hurt to go to work the next day, according to the Berea College Handbook, it states, should a student have an accident while working in their labor assignment, public safety should be notified immediately so that medical care can be provided. As well, the individuals responsible for workers' compensation and human resources should be notified. I had a chance to speak with Brad Cole, the Director of Public Safety, and this is what he had to say.
Basically, the idea, though, is that student labor is still work. So if you're hurt on the job, especially, all that kind of is taken care of. You know, if you get hurt while you're at food service and you're cutting vegetables, you wouldn't be responsible. Your insurance wouldn't be responsible. You got hurt on the job. So documentation is always really important anytime there's an injury, but especially if it happens in a situation where it happens on a job.
Following public safety, the student handbook indicates to contact human resources. Stephen Lawson, the Associate VP of Human Resources, shared with BCN News on how they follow through with their protocol.
When they do their report on it, it comes to us, and then we follow up. If it's work related, then we'll follow up on and make sure that the student's getting whatever they need. And if there's ever a situation to where the student isn't getting what they need, they can contact us in HR, or literally their labor supervisor ought to know to be able to contact us.
Remember, students, should any incident occur, contact Public Safety immediately and Human Resources for further guidance. Reporting from Berea College campus, my name is Shania Swan with BCN Weekly News. Back to you, Esteban.
Thank you, Shania. In other news, BCN reporter Mac Carmack brings an update on the SGA visitation referendum results. A 24-hour visitation policy and an all-gender inclusive housing policy were in the ballots. Mac?
Thank you, Esteban. Last Friday, the SGA president sent out an email stating that the next steps for the referendum are in order. In his email, over 800 students voted in favor for a new 24-hour 7 visitation policy. This means that residents can have visitors and guests extend their stay extra hours, rather than having to leave on midnight. He also stated that there will be over 700 students voting in favor for a gender-inclusive residence hall. This means all residence halls will be able to hold LGBTQ+ students in every area. Previously on BCN Weekly News, I covered the GIH housing situation. Students in these residence halls felt as though they were being pushed into the basements and were being oppressed from the college. However, with the new policies that are going in place with the referendum, the students will be able to have more space in these areas, solving that previous issue. These new changes that the student body voted in favor of will dramatically change the current resident situation on campus. To gather further insight on the referendum, I sat down with the Deep Green RA to further understand her perspective on the results.
As an RA, I'm pretty excited for the results. I think a lot of us have been waiting for visitation without time constraints or, not based on like gender. So I'm pretty excited, and I think it will also make the relationship between RAs and residents a lot better.
The final notes in Obina's emails are the next steps for the new visitation policy. First, the SJA will release a final draft regarding the referendum results by December, followed by an approval by the college's governing structure. Finally, the SJA should have a revised policy by mid-spring next semester. Even though we will start seeing changes after the spring, some residence halls have even changed and adapted their rules for the new referendum. Hopefully, the student body will be able to experience some of these new changes soon. As of now, that is all the information that the SGA has released regarding the referendum, but we will keep you up to date with any further information. This is Matt Carmack reporting live from the studio. Back to you, Esteban.
Thank you, Mac. Coming next on BCN Weekly News. Intoxicated or not, Public Safety has implemented a new policy for all students attending the homecoming dance this semester. And a special event coming up this weekend. Stay tuned to BCN Weekly News after this break.
What's your mask say about you? It says you care about others. So mask up and save lives.
Are you having trouble keeping your dog or cat? Don't surrender your pet. Let the Kentucky Humane Society help. Our free pet helpline offers advice on whatever animal issue you're experiencing. The Healthy Pets Clinic provides low-cost vaccines and basic veterinary care, and our SNP clinic offers affordable spay and neuter. If you're interested in training your dog, we offer behavior classes as well as private training for puppies and adults. Don't give up. Improve the lives of you and your pet. Go to kyhumane.org for help.
Fact: COVID-19 vaccines are safe and effective. Millions of doses have already been given in the United States, and these vaccines have the most intensive safety monitoring in U.S. history. If you have questions, get answers from a reliable source, cdc.gov.
Thanks for staying with us. According to an email sent out last week, the Student Life and the Public Safety offices will pilot breathalyzer testing during the homecoming dance on November 20th. The email states that breathalyzer tests will be randomly performed, and these are being implemented as an effort to discourage students from coming to the dance intoxicated. The email adds that students who show up intoxicated will be subject to all college policies in accordance to the student handbook. We reached out to the Student Life office to ask how these tests will be performed without increasing the risk of infections with COVID-19, but we did not immediately receive a response to our requests for comment. In other news, the official Berea College Facebook page invites the campus community to kick off Homecoming Week with a special celebration this Sunday. Tug of war, free t-shirts, pie war, and other activities will take place during the event, which will be held in the Berea Center main arena from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. The post says a big surprise will be shown that day. On behalf of our news team, thank you for watching BCN Weekly News. I'm Esteban Reina. For more coverage, follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Berea College News Radio, and watch our show at www.bcnewsradio.com. Good night.